The Duelist Kingdom Island has always been one of the most controversial arcs. People usually hate on it because before proper rules existed, dueling felt less like a card game and more like a mix of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Dungeons & Dragons. Today, we're diving back into that era to rank the top 10 highest attack monsters in the Duelist Kingdom arc. Kicking off the list is Gaia the Dragon Champion, the fusion of Gaia the Fierce Knight and Curse of Dragon. Gaia the Dragon Champion is a level 7 Wind Dragon type fusion monster with 2600 attack and 2100 defense. Gaia the Dragon Champion makes his debut in Yugi's duel against Weevil Underwood. Weevil brings out the Great Moth and he orders Great Moth to fly into the air, making it immune to land-based monsters. So, Yugi played Polymerization, fusing Gaia the Fierce Knight and Curse of Dragon into Gaia the Dragon Champion, a sleek, airborne fusion monster that could fight Great Moth in the sky. Even though Gaia the Dragon Champion didn't win the battle, its entrance soaring into the sky to counter Great Moth's flight is still one of the most memorable fusion summons in all of Duelist Kingdom. Next up on the list is Barrel Dragon, one of the most intimidating machines ever used in Duelist Kingdom, and Bandit Keith brought it out in full force during his duel with Joey Wheeler. Barrel Dragon is a level 7 machine type monster with 2600 attack and 2200 defense. It was a powerhouse that kept Joey on the brink for nearly the entire duel. In the anime, it could attack up to 3 times. This is an insane effect for a monster with 2600 attack, especially compared to the other monsters in this arc. However, when it was printed for TCG, its card effect became tossing 3 coins. If at least 2 flips were heads, it could destroy one of your opponent's monsters. Even though it didn't win the match, it did wipe out 3 of Joey's strongest monsters, including his Thousand Dragon. Emerging from its cocoon of evolution after 4 turns of growth, Great Moth became one of the first true evolved monsters in the series. Great Moth is a level 8 Earth Insect type monster with 2600 attack and 2500 defense. Weevil began by playing Larval Moth, then immediately equipped it with Cocoon of Evolution, announcing that in 5 turns it will transform into his ultimate trump card, Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth. However, Yugi was able to break the cocoon with Gaia the Fierce Knight on turn 4, leaving the evolution incomplete. The cocoon bursted open and emerged from it the massive Great Moth. Though not as powerful as the Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth, it was still strong enough to take the 8th spot on the list. Weevil immediately sent Great Moth into the air, making it immune to ground-based attacks, because that's how Duelist Kingdom worked. If Weevil said it was flying, and if it was flying, Gaia the Fierce Knight couldn't touch it. Great Moth also introduced one of the earliest field debuffs in the anime. Every turn, its poisonous skills lowered the attack of opposing monsters. Even though Great Moth was eventually defeated, it left a huge impression on the series. Next on the list is one of the most dynamic power-ups in Duelist Kingdom, Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. It is a level 8 Dark Machine type monster with 2800 attack and 2400 defense. Joey summons a Red Eyes Black Dragon, his signature monster, and Keith orders his Barrel Dragon to destroy it, but Joey pulls a genius counter. He activated Copycat, copying the effect of Magic Metal Force, and just like that, Red Eyes begins to transform. The Black Dragon's body becomes plated in chrome, metal armor fuses over its scale, its wings sharpen, its eyes burn hotter than ever before. And Joey successfully evolves it into Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, a massive upgrade with 2800 attack, surpassing Barrel Dragon's strength. This monster didn't just help Joey win, it symbolized Joey's growth, his courage, and his rise from underdog to real contender. Coming up next is one of Yugi's most powerful ritual monsters, Magician of Black Chaos, a sorcerer that made its legendary debut in the final showdown against Pegasus. Magician of Black Chaos is a level 8 Dark Spellcaster type ritual monster with 2800 attack and 2600 defense. With its overwhelming magical force, the ritual sorcerer unleashed a decisive blast, destroying Thousand Eyes Restrict and wiping out Last of Pegasus' life points. Magician of Black Chaos didn't just win the duel, it marked the end of the Duelist Kingdom arc. Next on the list is also another one of Yugi's iconic ritual monsters and one of the strongest warriors seen in Duelist Kingdom, Blackluster Soldier. Blackluster Soldier is a level 8 Earth warrior type ritual monster with 3000 attack and 2500 defense. Yugi activated the Blackluster ritual, tributing Gaia the Fierce Knight and Karibo. As the ritual circle glowed, the legendary warrior emerged, a towering knight clad in obsidian armor. Unlike the flashy animations of other monsters, Blackluster Soldier attack is calm, sharp and deadly. Chaos Blade cleanly slices through Harpy's pet dragon, no explosion, no dramatics, just precision and dominance. It magnifies the idea that Blackluster Soldier is a disciplined, elite warrior, not a wild monster. The swing not only defeated May's dragon, but it also shattered her morale. She surrendered the duel. I think everyone will agree that no top 10 Yu-Gi-Oh list would be complete without the legendary Blue Eyes White Dragon. Kaiba's ace, the symbol of his pride, and one of the strongest raw attack monsters in the entire series. Blue Eyes White Dragon is a level 8 light dragon type monster with 3000 attack and 2500 defense. Blue Eyes was simply a beast. In the Duelist Kingdom arc, good luck trying to beat it. Even if you managed to defeat one, 2 more copies were waiting to be summoned as soon as they were drawn. 3000 attack monsters that didn't require any setup were hard to beat. Only a handful of monsters in the entire arc even come close to matching its power. Blue Eyes White Dragon was so powerful and so rare that Seto Kaiba tore up the 4th copy so it couldn't be used against him. Coming up next is one of the most badass fusion monsters in the entire Duelist Kingdom arc, Black Skull Dragon. It is a level 9 dark dragon type fusion with 3200 attack and 2500 defense. A monster born from the perfect teamwork between Yugi and Joey. Together they fused Joey's Red Eyes Black Dragon with Yugi's summoned skull, creating the legendary Black Skull Dragon, one of the scariest designs in classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Gate Guardian is one of the most intimidating boss monsters ever introduced in the Duelist Kingdom arc. It is a level 11 Dark Warrior type monster with 3750 attack and 3400 defense. This monster is a combination of Sangha the Thunder, Kajin, and Sujin. In the anime, despite being combined into a single monster, each monster retained its attack and effect. So it was basically like having Sangha of the Thunder, Kajin, and Sujin separately on the field. The Para and Doc's brothers just put them together like a Megazord for the ultimate cool factor. Gate Guardian didn't just serve as an enemy, it was one of the earliest examples of a boss monster in Yu-Gi-Oh! However, in the TCG, Sangha of the Thunder, Kajin, and Sujin all had the same effect. If they're being attacked, they could make the attacking monsters attack 0. And if you sacrifice them to special summon Gate Guardian, their attack increased to 3750, but they lost all their effects. And finally, the strongest monster ever summoned in Duelist Kingdom, Seto Kaiba's unstoppable titan, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. It is a level 12 light dragon type fusion monster with 4500 attack and 3800 defense. Kaiba fused all 3 of his Blue Eyes White Dragons, their roars merging into one, and the legendary Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon appeared on the field. As soon as it hits the field, Ultimate Dragon begins tearing through Yugi's monster like they were made of paper. Nothing could stand in the way of the 3 Blue Eyes fused into one. With 4500 attack, unmatched presence, and most dramatic duel ending moment of the arc, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon is the undisputed strongest monster in the Duelist Kingdom arc. If you made it all the way to the end, please consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like. Feel free to comment below your favorite monster in this arc and let me know if it made it on the top 10 list.